Salutations, ladies and gentlemen. The Knife Raven here, back again after what feels like a long time, because it was. Yes, today I am going to be finally getting back to reviews, partially because I'm feeling better, and second of all, because I didn't have anything that I could really think to review. However, that has since changed. A couple other little updates, I guess. It's December 2nd. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. I don't know what holidays my viewers celebrate, so happy holidays to anyone and everyone here. And yeah, got my wintry mug here with some tea, gingerbread tea. And yeah, I'm learning German. This is very irrelevant, but it's there. Sadly, I don't have any German knives to talk about today. Instead, we are taking a trip to France. Well, not literally. I'm going to be talking about some French knives today. In fact, I've got a few new French knives to discuss. And I'll start out with a simple one. And when I say a simple one, I'm not kidding. Today, we're talking about this. This is the Nogent. I don't speak French, so enlighten me on how this is pronounced. Nogent. My guess is Nogent, but I might be wrong. This is an extremely inexpensive, and when I say extremely inexpensive, I mean Opinel Beechwood levels of inexpensive. And that is indeed because it's similar to Opinel, same steel, I believe, and it also features a Beechwood handle. But this is a friction folder. And you can see the pivot is here. It's a flathead screw, which I have been able to tighten and loosen to my desire. If I think the knife is too loose, I can just tighten it a little, and if it's too tight, you can loosen it a little. So very simple mechanism, but very customizable in that sense. The blade, centering doesn't bother me on friction folders unless they have liners, so then you'll get blade scraping, but this has no liners, so the centering doesn't bother me, but the tip is not proud, and there's a little nail nick. You just open up the blade, and you have a very nice spear point blade. Now this is advertised as a pocket paring knife. Now, I'm sure many of you saw this and immediately thought of a paring knife because, well, that's what it looks like. A simple spear point blade and a basic wooden handle. Right size, right shape, everything. But it's a folder. So what you have here is a kitchen knife, essentially. Perfect for cutting up veggies and small bits of meat and the such, but it's a folder, which means you can take it with you anywhere, and it's extremely lightweight. Here is a comparison of a knife of a slightly similar size. This is an Opinel number 6, and the Nogent is considerably lighter than this Opinel number 6, but yeah, you have very nice, simple, small, completely legal, I believe even in the UK, although I will check that, because I know I have quite a few viewers from the United Kingdom. So, this knife is overall just about 7¼ inches, and the blade length is overall length, yeah, I don't think this would be legal. It's overall 3¼ inch blade, with the cutting edge being about 3 inches. So not UK legal for carry, unfortunately. But it would still make an absolutely excellent kitchen tool. Because you have to consider, I've always hated it personally. If you don't have a knife block to store all of your knives, and this can happen if you don't buy a set, but rather buy individual knives that don't fit in the block, you'll end up putting them in a drawer and then they get all scratched and the edges dull. This is the perfect solution to that because you can close it and you can just drop it into the drawer. The beechwood handle's sturdy and isn't going to be falling apart, and the blade is protected from hitting any other edges. So you have a very nice storage means with this folder. I've always enjoyed the idea of folding chef knives. I know Rough Rider does one, the sous chef. It's a lockback, and I've been considering getting one of those, but haven't gotten around to it. But this is something that I really enjoy because you get all the practicality of a paring knife in your pocket. And a paring knife is quite a useful blade. It's got a good tip, it's got a nice edge, perfect apple peeler, doesn't look too threatening unless you're a police officer in the UK, then it's like an AR-15. But no, overall, this is just a very simple knife, simple construction and everything. And, you can't beat the price. It was $16 on sale. I got this at Kent of Inglewood. Again, I've talked about Kent before, great store. I think the shipping was a couple days, 3, 4, something like that. And I know they ship all through Canada. Shipping is free if you pay $60, I believe, Canadian. And I think they do ship to the US, although don't quote me on that. They might even ship worldwide, I'm not sure. All I know is they're a great store. Lots of shaving supplies, kitchen supplies too. But I really enjoy their pocket knives. They've got some really cool stuff. And this was just one of many knives that, well, I was interested in because it's just so simple, so well put together, and practical. It's just incredibly practical. Now, I'm going to go to my usual negative reviewer side now, and I'm going to complain about something. The edge. As much as I love this knife, the one thing I dislike is the edge. I don't know what went on here, but you can see the edge is extremely uneven. And even more so when you look at that. See that? That is one section of the blade that has not been sharpened down as much as the other. Can you see that? I think you can see that. It's right here. You can see that little bit that's a little lower than the rest of the edge. That is a huge issue because when you're cutting, whether, you're cutting a steak, this would also be a very good steak knife, tomato, whatever, there's a very real chance that this little bit of the edge that wasn't as sharpened and smoothed as the rest of the edge will catch on whatever you're cutting, and then you'll have your blade stuck in that which you wish to cut, and that's a problem. Now, I can get rid of this with ease. I can just put it over a sharpening steel until it's smoothed out, but I shouldn't have to do that. It's my complaint with Arthur Wright, saying that a knife is meant to be sharpened, and so it's your job to sharpen it. I get that. You should be able to sharpen your knife, but it should arrive in working condition already. You shouldn't have to fix the edge. In this case, or in Arthur Wright's case, you shouldn't have to take a blunt edge and completely sharpen it. So, yeah, that is a problem here. You will need to sharpen this. Although the steel is, I believe, 12C27 Sandvik, which is one of the most common, if not the most common French steel of all. It's the same as this Opinel number 6. As you can see, this one's mirror polished, but this is also 12C27 Sandvik. And it's the same steel as my Letier's knife, which is a very lovely little knife I also got from Kent. Actually, all 3 of these knives I got from Kent of Inglewood. They sell a lot of really nice French cutlery. But yeah, this is also 12C27. So it isn't marked on the blade, but I believe on the website it did say it was 12C27, so I'm going to run with that. Again, you can fact check me all you want. It might be something else, but it is stainless, and based on the look of it, I'm guessing it's 12C27, which is for the steel fanatics. Oh, that's a bad steel. Yeah, well, it's a $15 knife that's meant to be used and not put in a display case, so it doesn't need S45VN or CPM, whatever the latest designation is. But nonetheless, this is a very, very pocket-worthy, kitchen drawer-worthy knife, tabletop-worthy even. They're cheap enough you can get a few of them for the table. It is quite sharp, except for that. That kind of wrecks the edge a little, but aside from that, pretty sharp, good dimensions, no blade play, adjustable pivot, nice stamping, Nogent. It's got 3 stars, made in France. This is a kitchen tool company, and this is just one of their pocket knives that they actually make as a folder. Almost all the other stuff they make consists of fixed kitchen knives and utensils. But when this was looser, you could actually use it like a front flipper and pop the knife open, but I'm not going to do that because I'd have to loosen the screw again. But yeah, this may have not been the review you were expecting, which is to say some special new knife. I've talked about a Grail knife that I'm waiting on, and I'm still waiting on it. I'm not kidding when I say it's been sitting in Canadian Customs for 19 days. Yeah, we're very, very slow here. But that knife is an Italian-made knife that I've been wanting for months, years even. So very, very much anticipating that. But this is just a bit of a start back to doing reviews, and I think that it was an interesting knife to talk about. So, would I recommend this knife? I don't know, probably 4 out of 5. It's well made for what it is and what the price is, and I really like the concept of a folding paring knife, but just that edge execution is very poor, and for that reason, I can't give it 5 stars. So, 4 it is. Good knife, good price, and, you know, nice beechwood handle. Very lightweight, simplistic, great design, but again, that edge just could have been sharpened way, way better. But in the meantime, I still like this knife. Let me know what you think of it down below. Yeah, you might see another video today or tomorrow. Depends on what my schedule is looking like. But in the meantime, thank you again for watching. And this has been the Knife Raven. As always, signing off. Goodbye.